Hello, my sewing friends. This is my collab with Michelle from Michelle Sews Again. I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room where I made this. Michelle from Michelle Sews Again and I are very good friends. In fact, she's building a house that's going to be 10 minutes from mine, and I'm so happy about that. I really enjoy her, not just her friendship, but her creativity, her ability to jump in and try things. She, is pretty much of an ice dyeing expert at this point. So she and I did a collab last year, and I'll link mine up here and in the description box below. I'll also link hers up there and in the description box. We did this collab and we both hated what we made. Sometimes you just do, It was a faux jumpsuit and I did not like mine at all. She didn't like hers at all. It was just a mess. So we just thought, oh well, didn't work. So she approached me again and said, hey, how about if we do another one? But what we do is we mix patterns and colors in a dress. And I said, I'm in. So she picked the Emerson Dress from Style Arc. And honestly, I did not want to buy another pattern. I just didn't want to. I thought that's going to be relatively expensive, and then I'll send it off to be printed because that's what I do. I've just decided I'm not going to print thousands of pages and then tape them together. So I thought that's just going to get pricey, and I'm not going to do that. And especially when I had sourced all the fabrics at various places like Hobby Lobby and a quilt shop that is local here to me. And I just did not want to go and spend more money. Yeah, I know. I'm a bargain hunter. I'm cheap, whatever. So I decided to use something I already had, which was Simplicity 9113. This came out in 2020, and it has the basic look of the Emerson dress. Now, the Emerson dress is a tiered dress. So I thought, okay, I know how to do tiers. So that was not going to be a problem, but I needed to make this a regular sleeve because you can tell this is a dropped sleeve. And so I needed for it to be like that. And then I also needed a different sleeve. I wanted a 3/4 length puffed sleeve. So the process, let me tell you about that. First of all, finding the pattern. Second of all, I had to put together a bunch of fabrics and I could not decide. And so I cut little pieces like doll clothes or paper doll clothes out of each fabric, and I mixed and matched and mixed and matched, and I laid them out and I put them together, and I asked my sewing sisters and I just said, help me. This is just too much. So completely overthought that. Well, I finally did settle on something. So I put it together. I figured out a sleeve. I can't even remember what sleeve I used. It was, I don't know, one from a pattern I already have, I'm sure, but it is not gathered at the cap, but it was about, I don't know, a 3/4 length sleeve with a gathered hem. And so I got it all together, and it was long because it was supposed to be long. And also the sleeve was long. And I looked at it on my dress form and I thought, something is wrong here. Something is off. I don't know what it is, but something's off, which was so disappointing and irritating for me because I put all this work already into designing and, coordinating all the fabrics. Oh my goodness. Completely overthought it. But I couldn't figure it out. So I put it on and I took pictures in the mirror and went right back to all my friends and I said, okay, help me. So Trish from Pinky's Farm and Carol from Sew Carol really did help me immensely. And they said things like, that sleeve is too long. It is not flattering on you. And the dress is too long. You need to shorten the dress. Well, yeah. In order to shorten it to maintain the proportions of the tiers, which by the way, tiers are so easy. All they are is rectangles and you just gather them in. And really the hard part is doing the math to figure out how to make the bottom one big enough to fit into the next one to fit into the waistline. So when that wasn't a big deal to adjust that, to shorten it instead of just hemming it, because see, if I had hemmed it, then I would have shortened that bottom layer, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted it all to be even. So I did that, but then that threw off this front band. So I had to redo that too. Yeah, like I say, overthinking it. And then there was the question of buttons. I had these buttons in my stash. They're from like a pack of craft buttons, and they're just purple. Just a purple plastic button, which, you know what, I also, went to a lot of trouble. I had pink ones, I had yellow ones. This is the Overthink It dress. I think that's how I'm going to refer to it from now on, because it was just, completely overthought. One of the things that Trisha and Carol told me to do was tie it in the back. They said, it's just so loose. It just doesn't look good the way that you have it. I mean, it's supposed to be loose, but it just looked, I don't know, it just didn't flatter me at all. Probably because it doesn't pull in through here. See, if it will pull in through there, it would make a difference. So they said, just put ties on it. And I did. And I thought, okay. So I made the ties, and I can tie it in the back, and that does bring it in a little bit right at the waist, which isn't always flattering on me. But I can tie it in the back, or I can wrap it around to the front, and that takes some of that, I don't know, I tend to look like a tree trunk, like somebody put a tutu on a tree trunk. Yeah, it takes some of that away. During the construction process, I ran into trouble with this, trying to get this side to lay flat like this side. So I don't know if I will go back in and fix it. It is me, so probably I will. But in the end, I got pretty much an exact dupe of the Emerson dress, except for the sleeves. And Michelle shortened her sleeves too, so not a big deal. I can also wear this as a duster if I want over a pair of jeans, which actually is kind of a cool thing. Just put on a tank top and jeans and then wear this, because you can just unbutton it and leave it that way. I think that's kind of a cool thing. So really, other than that, it's the Overthink It dress, the overthought dress. I don't know. I think it's really cute. I do feel like Little House on the Prairie a little bit when I wear it. So yeah, that's the overthought dress. If you have any questions about that pattern or about the way I did this, please do ask me. Hacking patterns can be just a breeze, and other times it's a mess. And this was one of those really took a lot of thought. Please go over and watch Michelle's video, which I will link up here in the cards and also down in the description box below. She is delightful. You will love her. And it'll be interesting to hear what she says about her dress. So that's it for now for me. Until next time, if you'd like to see a playlist of all of my collaborations, it's right over here. And I will leave you, as always, with my favorite verse, which is from Micah. Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. I'll see you next time.